So I've heard rumors and negative things about Activision CEO Bobby Kotick for years, but if these allegations that were put out there about him are true, then he is an absolute monster. He's way worse than you and I could have ever imagined. Let's get into it.
Skip it up and that up.
So we've known for months now what has been going on with Activision Blizzard. We know that the State Department of Fair Employment and Housing is suing Activision for their frat boy culture, Blizzard as well. And we've heard some of the horrific things that have been going on there. For obvious reasons, I can't go into details. There'll be articles below in the description if you want to check those out. But just use your imagination with the frat boy culture. They also had a hotel room called the Cosby Room, which, yeah, it was before a lot of this stuff with Cosby became mainstream, but they tried to say it was because of his ugly sweater, and the room looked like that. The room didn't look like that. Go look it up. You'll see. It didn't. Come on. I mean, the rumors were already circulating about Bill Cosby even back in 2013. It's just that he didn't face any legal repercussions for it yet. So I'm not buying the ugly sweater thing. If the room had ugly wallpaper, or ugly sheets or something, fine, but it didn't. But needless to say, and it gets even worse than that. There was other horrible things that happened that I can't even remotely touch in this video. And Bobby Kotick, the CEO of Activision, also got subpoenaed by the SEC because they want to investigate how these situations were handled over at Activision, because there's been rumors and countless people that have come forward that this stuff was happening there for years upon years upon years, and nothing was done about it. And not only was nothing done about it, it was frowned upon if you reported it, and worse, which is what the main part of this video, the meat and potatoes of what this video is about. Now, we've seen all the veneer stuff that's been going on, that Bobby Kotick is now saying they're going to be way more transparent, and he cut his salary down to $62,500, which the guy's worth billions of dollars. That means nothing. And he has plenty of shares of Activision, so whoop-de-doo, he cut his salary down, but he's still making insane amounts of money that are unimaginable to you and I, like, every minute. Well, if you thought that Bobby Kotick was just mismanaging the company that he was the chief executive officer of, and just, you know, ignoring and just not seeing what was going on behind closed doors over at Activision and Blizzard, no. Not only did he know what was going on, he tried to silence it in ways like Tony Soprano would try to silence people who were willing to talk. I wish I was kidding. This comes from the wallstreetjournal.com. I'll have a link below in the description. It is unfortunately behind a paywall, but nonetheless it's there. I'll read you this snippet of it and then we'll discuss. Over the years, Mr. Kotick himself has been accused by several women of mistreatment both inside and outside the workplace, and in some instances has worked to settle the complaints quickly and quietly, according to people familiar with the incident and documents reviewed by the Journal. In 2006, one of his assistants complained that he had harassed her, including by threatening in a voicemail to have her killed, according to people familiar with the matter. He settled the matter out of court, the people said. The Activision spokeswoman said, Mr. Kotick quickly apologized 16 years ago for the obviously hyperbolic and inappropriate voicemail, and he deeply regrets the exaggeration and tone in his voicemail to this day. In 2007, he was sued by the flight attendant on a private jet he co-owned. The flight attendant claimed the plane's pilot had harassed her, and after complaints to the owner, Mr. Kotick fired her. The defendants denied the allegations. In a separate action related to legal fees in the case, an arbitrator, citing what he said was sworn testimony, wrote that Mr. Kotick told the flight attendant and her attorneys, "I'm going to destroy you." A spokeswoman for Mr. Kotick denied that he said that. Now, if it was just the incident in 2007, look, not that I condone anything that happened there, believe me, but I understand where people, Rich, it's hearsay. We weren't on the plane. We don't know exactly what happened. She may just be a disgruntled employee, blah, 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 blah. Fine. You know what my take is. Always take allegations seriously, but let there be an investigation into it before we become the court of public opinion. Okay? Evidence first, court of law before court of public opinion. But with this that happened in 2006, a spokesperson came forward and said, yeah, he kind of did, he threatened to kill somebody, but, you know, he didn't mean it that way, and he regretted it and apologized. And what? I've never threatened to kill anybody. Like, I'm gonna kill it. Like, I know you can say it jokingly, but come on, man. Come on. Like, it would be tough to convince me what context that was said in. That sounds like someone who was on a phone call who wanted to keep someone quiet. Because if it did come out and he really was apologetic for it and it really wasn't meant in that way, it would have come out many, many, many moons ago. The person he threatened, she was afraid, and he didn't want to say something because he would seem like a monster, deservedly so. Okay, update. Literally, as I was sending the main file to my editor sent me this about the whole Bobby Kotick situation. The Activision Blizzard King Workers Alliance said it's going to stage a walkout and demanded that Bobby Kotick resign. And this is what they wrote on Twitter. We have instituted our own zero tolerance policy. We will not be silenced until Bobby Kotick has been replaced as CEO, and continue to hold our original demand for third-party review by an employee chosen source. We are staging a walkout today. We welcome you to join us. And this was at 1:09 p.m. today that they posted this. So I'm happy that they're doing this. This guy seems like an absolute scumbag, and he admitted to saying it. It's not that it's just hearsay and he's flat out denying it. He admitted to saying it. Bobby Kotick gotta go. He gotta go. And I understand why they want to stage a walkout, and good for them. So look, at this point, there's no doubt about it. He not only didn't care about the frat culture there, it seems like he was part of it. And I also heard our buddy Bobby was in our other buddy Epstein's book, The Other Monster Who Took His Own Life, supposedly. So this is a mess, and the guy has to go. I mean, Activision, this is going to bring them to the ground. Like, they're going to be hurting for a very long time. But if you want any chance of rebranding Activision, Bobby Kotick got to be out. Because not only did he not care about the toxic environment that was at his workplace, he was a part of it. Unacceptable. And the guy is a son of a... This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.